Okay, couple, we have number 2 and Instagram. We're gonna try this again. So, alright. I have 2 of these. Nut buddies. So I planned on tonight doing a double saber show. The weather stopped that from happening. Looks cool, right? So while I'm here, none of you are old enough to remember Goldtar and the Golden Lance. So maybe tomorrow I'll take these things together and find the Goldtar music and do something with it. Maybe not. This is just me planning ahead. Because it doesn't hurt to plan ahead. Ever. You know. Never hurts to plan ahead. Alright. So, you guys are probably going to have to help me out. So I plan on talking about some Hanna Barbera stuff. So, this will probably be a longer video than usual. And I'm live on Instagram. So if you're here on Instagram, you can feel free to chime in. Alright. So I know you guys are pretty young. A lot of you on Instagram are fairly young, and you've probably never heard of Johnny Quest. You probably don't know this, but the Super Friends also was created by Hanna Barbera for TV, although granted they were DC Comics. But in this time of Super Friends, I guess Marvel was too big for TV, or in any case, not big enough for TV. Now, what you didn't know is, when they made the Super Friends, 3 or 4 of those characters were not actually from DC Comics. Fun fact. Apache Chief, Silver Samurai, Black Bolt, whatever the hell's name is, and El Dorado were not initially DC characters. Hanna Barbera put them in there because Hanna Barbera, blessing be they, wanted diversity in the superhero group. Alright? So Black Bolt, the guy with the lightning that comes out of his butt, Samurai, the guy with the tornado that comes out of his butt, Apache Chief, and El Dorado was to represent Japanese, Black, Native American, and Hispanic culture. Alright? Now, I think later on in life, they may have bought the rights to those characters. I won't swear to it because I'm not as big of a DC fan as I am a Marvel fan. Henceforth the suit. Okay, so that getting out of the way. They basically did that for diversity because there wasn't enough diversity in cartoons. However, Hanna-Barbera has gotten a lot of flack for not having diversity in their cartoons. And I say that lovingly because I loved Hanna-Barbera cartoons. The only true black characters they really had was the Cosmic Trio. Not the Cosmic Trio from the 50s or 60s, but Kid Comet, the Chick, and the Black Dude. It's funny how I can only remember Kid Comet. They like tag team with Space Ghost, Jan and Jason, that Space Monkey dude. Not to be mistaken with the Wonder Twin Space Monkey, Gleek. Alright? You guys have to go back and do some research on this, because it's really good cartoons. They probably won't thrill you or anything, but they thrilled me as a child. So, they only had that one black guy. And that was like one of Hanna-Barbera's like trademarks for the Space Ghost saga. Now, for the Super Friends, they had Black Bolt, but you really didn't know what the hell the Wonder Twins were because they had like Star Trek ears, so you didn't know if they were even human. And then they had the Green Lantern, Howard Jordan, and they had Challenge of the Super Friends, etc., etc. And Batman, when he had his own cartoon, he had nothing to do with that until the freaking Super Friends and Challenge of the Super Friends and stuff like that. And they were true to light, like they look like the comic characters and stuff like that. So you can go back to the 80s and watch those cartoons. You might like them. They may still hold up for y'all. They hold up for me. Now, you started watching Justice League Unlimited, which was completely Warner Brothers and the CW and stuff like that. That's a whole different ballgame. That's more your generation, just like Young Justice. Now, Hanna-Barbera had a little bit of flack on some of their representation. In Johnny Quest, you have a bunch of headhunters who are either black or Native American chasing Johnny Quest and his dad, throwing spears at them. So, you guys can go watch the original Johnny Quest from the 50s and 60s, and you'll see what I mean. Now it gets worse because Hanna-Barbera got some real flack from some comedians more than actual people. But comedians are actual people. But the comedians pointed that shit out to me. At just how bad off there were no black people in the future. The Jetsons never seen anybody black. And in the past it was just as worse because there was no black people in the Flintstones. Now, I'm not calling Hanna-Barbera racist. I'm not calling them out on that at all. However, my elder sister and I were walking through the trail, and she brought up that stuff, and I said, it's funny that you would bring that up because those cartoons never had anybody of color in them. I said, you have to think about it. I said, unless Fred Flintstone was black, there was no black people in the Flintstones. Unless George Jetson was black, there were no black people in the Jetsons. Now, the Jetsons lived in space, but technically they didn't live in space. They lived in these big freaking houses that were on these big sticks. So apparently the humans totally screwed up the Earth, so we had to live in the upper atmosphere. And I guess all of the humans that were white lived on Earth because there were never anybody on Earth. They never went down to the surface of Earth. And if they have, then I clearly missed that spot. And then they made this big-ass movie called The Flintstones Meet the Jetsons, excuse me. And still, not one person of color was in there. I think Mr. Slate and Mr. Sprocket might have switched places. I don't really remember how it works. The Flintstones Meets the Jetsons was a long, long time ago. So, they did have off-scene superheroes. They had nothing to do with the Warner Brothers cartoons because they had the Blue Falcon, and they had Janet of the Jungle, and they had Johnny Quest and some other people. And sorry about that. That was completely bad timing. This would have been done an hour ago had I not had to go chase somebody after these damn lights. So, it was a fine time, but there was no representation. So as cartoons went on, Hanna-Barbera got smart. They made Pirates of the Dark Water, and Ren, who's on an alien planet, is brown skin. So we don't know if he's black, but we know he's a prince and he's brown. In fact, everybody in Pirates of the Dark Water was either brown or yellow. They're in some other odd-ass colors. There were no real white people in there. I don't think they got flack for that, but they probably got flack for that. So, when you're watching these cartoons, as long as you look at them as cartoons, and don't try to point out the racist innuendos, then you'll be fine. So please, take the time today, or tomorrow, whenever you're watching this video, to Google Hanna-Barbera, and go back and watch some of their great cartoons from the 80s, the 60s, and the 70s. Now, I will say, they had a cartoon for Chinese people. It was called the Chan Clan. And if you want to see a really good cartoon, it also, I don't recall having any black people in it. I gotta sing the theme song so I can remember. It's Clue Club. Okay, so Clue Club was in there. You're gonna make me sing it, aren't you? I don't remember all the words, but you're gonna make me sing it. So here we go. Here we go, and on the double to the spot where there is trouble. Clue Club, Clue Club. Something about Dottie and troubleshooting comes next. So I forgot that part. So we'll continue from there. One trapdoor and they go spilling, face to face another villain. Clue Club, Clue Club. Arthur running from a mummy, even though it is a dummy. Clue Club, Clue Club. Clue Club. Clue Club solves the crime. I knew it all the time. Also, Hanna-Barbera had an obsession with talking dogs. Scooby could talk. Dynamite could talk. The two dogs from Clue Club could talk. Hong Kong Fooey, he was a dog who could talk. There were a couple of other. So yeah, just like Disney, they had some talking animals. But you guys really ought to check out some of the Hanna-Barbera stuff. For this video and YouTube, I am done. This is Comfort Fabric number 2. Be seeing you.